40 Chances comes from an experience I had about 12 years ago in Illinois. I was at a John Deere dealership meeting. I went in with pretty low expectations, but I kind of got a whole different message from it, which was that really a farmer has 40 years, 40 chances to get the best crop that he can plant, and life is very similar. You know, if you look at most of us, we get about 40 years, 40 chances to build our legacy or to make an impact on the world. You know, I traveled to Wambo province, which is in the middle of Angola, in the province where they now were entering their third year of drought. And we went up to visit a village, and we got out of the car, and I'll never forget it, because you just looked across all the women and the children who were sitting there, and you could literally pick out the kids that would be dead in a week. I mean, it was just that obvious. And so one woman came up to me, and of course we had an interpreter, and she started, what I took was screaming at me, and she was pushing her child at me into my arms. And basically what she was saying, once the interpreter started to get a hold of himself, was simply that her younger son had died a few weeks ago, and that she used the term broken, meaning that she couldn't provide milk for her baby, and that if I didn't take that child with me, that child would die, and the child's life was in my hands. I've never had a feeling, such a sinking feeling, when I drove away from that village, knowing how many people were going to die, knowing that we couldn't do anything to help them fast enough. The most crucial thing is actually providing the opportunity for people to have some kind of economic viability. The reason that, you know, I wanted to write this book is to say to the world, here's what our experience has been, here's what we've learned. And what we've learned is we're not getting it right. And you would think after 30 years of failure, people would wake up and ask the question, how do we get it right? You can't change that by parachuting in and having a 3-year program. You have to change it by changing the fundamentals. You have to have different policies, you have to have honest leadership, you have to have rule of law, you have to have an environment that welcomes investment, and that doesn't exist in a lot of parts of the world. That's what causes hunger and poverty. Locally, what you can do to fight hunger is go to your local soup kitchen. Go support Meals on Wheels. There's a number of programs, I guarantee you, in your community. You could be a volunteer for a program called CASA, which helps represent young kids that don't have parents that have gotten in trouble. I mean, there's hundreds of things you can do, and those kids are hungry. Hunger permeates our society in a way that most people don't really understand.